Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel for another episode of our MLS career mode with New York City FC. You can see there, Heber is our top goal scorer, 14 goals so far this season in 10 games. He's not even played all 10, but he is in high demand because it is the the July and August transfer window. It is open. We've got plenty of games throughout the transfer window, but it is open. We can agree pre-contracted players with only 6 months left in their contract and so on. And we've also got a lot of squad issues that we need to go through as well. So the first one is our contracts. So we've got a lot of players with only 6 months left in the contract. We need to decide who to keep, who to go. We also, if someone's going to go, need to try and get them in a deal. Like for this man, Chajuri Sharadi, we've never even used him, but he is worth 2.9 million. So if we can get him in a swap deal for someone, perhaps that's the idea we're going to go for. And we need to make sure we keep a lot of Americans around because we do have the Mls Squad Rules, which are you have to have 20 Americans or people who are considered, homegrown players, American players, Canadians, Mexicans in the team. Then you can have 8 players that are not, 2 that are under 24, and 3 of those can be high-rated players or players that are on much more money. And one of those players is Maxi Morales. Now I know he's decreased by 2, but we do want to agree on a new deal with him. So Collins, I'm going to let him go. I'm going to try and get him a swap deal. I'm not a fan of him despite him being 72 rated. Sands and Keaton Parks need new contracts. The same for Morales and possibly the same for Baressa, although I'm not desperate to give him a new contract. This man can go. He can go. He can go. As Fado, I'm going to give him a new contract. I think Hack can go. Rocha can go. Zalalam possibly can go. We'll see what we can do with him. He is 65 rated, and Sharu Sharadi can go as well. Those need to go. So contract negotiations need to look into. And of course, like I said, we need to keep Americans. We've got a big list here of players that are possible bring in, whether they're American or not. Massive list. Now these 2 players I've picked out, as we've only got 1 player that fills our sort of massive designated player role where you can pay him what you want. These 2 players that I can bring in a free transfer that stick out massively to me, and those 2 players are a player that Andrea Pirlo knows well, Leonardo Bonucci. He can come in a free because he's only got 6 months left in his contract. Will come in for next season, and the same goes for this man, Marcelo from Real Madrid. I want to bring those 2 in as our big marquee signings on a free. Then it's about improving the squad. I've got plenty of centre-backs here. I want the centre-back with pace. At the moment, Ayrton Costa sticks out to me. We haven't got too much money as well. We also need to keep the American quota up. So I've got lots of Americans in and around. Also American goalkeepers, wingers, young Americans, midfielders. I mean, Lionel Messi, obviously not going to happen, but got a massive list here of players. And one that also stuck out to me massively, this man, Milhilovic, who is... See there, you might have to offer between whatever and whatever. Oh, he did have 6 months left on his contract. He must have just signed the new deal. This man did have 6 months left in his contract. He must have just signed the new deal. That is a massive miss, actually. Because I thought for the amount he's worth, he could be great on a free transfer. But that looks like that's going to fall through. So we'll have to look at some other options. But we do want to go for those players. But first we need to renew the contracts of our own team. So the first player for Andrea Pirlo to discuss with is Sands. Important first team player, James Sands. That is agreeable by me. I'm going to try and get him on a 5-year extension. He's only 20 years of age. He's fine with that. No release clause. Wage is now, maximum you can really go is $5,000 per week in the MLS. So we're going to offer him $5,000 per week. And he's happy with that. So a new contract for James Sands. That's massive because he's one of our key players in midfield. Now for Keaton Parks, 23 years of age. Another key player in our central midfield. We're going to try and get Keaton on a 5-year extension as well, which is happy with him. No release. We want a release clause. $5,500 per week. We don't want to give him a release clause. We want to sell him on our own terms. And then again, $5,000 per week. But we'll give him a bit of a bonus here of $25,000 on top of that. See if that is what interests this man, Keaton Parks. He wants a bit more of a bonus. £43,000 bonus. What about £35,000 bonus for Keaton Parks? He's happy with that. $5,000 per week. Keaton Parks, a new contract at the club as well. So Morales is next. He is our key player. We might actually be able to reduce his contract actually and save a bit of money. He is on $10,000 per week, but he has decreased in overall. He wants a crucial first team player, the captain, which I'm happy to accept with him. We're going to get him on a 2-year deal if we can. He's happy with that as well. No release clause. Something to accept with the agent. Now, let's see if we can drop his wages. to 8,000 per week. He has decreased in overall. He wants quite a bit of a bonus here. Does Maxi Morales. Well, I'm happy to match his current wages if he takes a big cut in his signing bonus, which he's happy with. Maxi Morales, new signer at New York City FC. And the final new contract we're going to give out is to Asvedo, who I think could become a pretty good player for us actually. Now let's agree a wage. Let's say 3.5 thousand, a bit of an increase for signing a new deal at the club. And he's happy with that. Asvedo, another new contract signed here at New York City. Well, now it's time to go for those two players that I really do want. Someone who will take our defence to an absolute another level. Leonardo Bonucci knows Andrea Pirlo well. He's played with him, been managed by him. He says we need to offer between 27,500 and 43,500. He's currently on 54,000. Can we convince Bonucci to move from Europe to the MLS? We're going to try and sign Leonardo Bonucci to a 2-year deal, which he is happy with. No release clause for Leonardo Bonucci. Now it's about the wages. We're going to say 30,000. He is going to be one of our key players. And a £100,000 signing bonus. Will that convince Leonardo Bonucci? He wants 34,000. Let's remove that there. Of course, he is coming on a 3, so he will want a bigger signing bonus. We'll drop him up to 35,000 per week for Leonardo Bonucci. 37,000, 210,000. We can't afford to miss out on him over a few pennies, really, in terms of big football terms. So, coming to New York City, joining the MLS next season, will be this man. An incredible ball-playing centre-back, the Italian Leonardo Bonucci. So, a big name agrees to join the club in Leonardo Bonucci, and I'm hoping to bring in another big name to fill our, designated player roles, and the final one of free transfers anyway will be Marcelo of Real Madrid if we can convince him to move to the MLS. See if we can get Marcelo to sign a 3-year deal here at New York City FC. No release clause. He wants 96,000 per week. Well, that is a lot more than what I was expecting. Considering Leonardo Bonucci's wage drop, I think what I'll have to do is get him on the less wages. We'll offer 50. Well, they said around 29,000 for Marcelo. I'm going to offer 50,000 per week, but offer him 1.5 million in signing bonus is actually even more. A 2 million signing bonus for Marcelo. I'm happy to pay 2 million for the player. He definitely wants 96,000 per week. That's a lot of money, isn't it? What about 80,000 and 1.5 million for the Brazilian? He's set on 96,000 per week. Well, he is going to be a marquee player. He's gone down to 1.1 million signing bonus. He's a lot more than Bonucci. The Brazilian wants the big money. We're going to have to pay him if we're going to get him. So Marcelo. I mean, what a left back we're going to get there in Marcelo. Bonucci as well. Taking our team to a completely another level here. One of the financial priorities was to sign 3 important players in the first team and sell 2 important players as well and finish for the season without any unspent transfer budget. So we are going to have to try and spend that money, and we are going to have to try and sell 2 players, which is easily enough done, and bring in another one to finally complete that financial objective for the season. Well, Maxime Chanot, a centre-back that we do have from Luxembourg, hasn't played at all for us this season. Timmerholm has played more as a centre-back. We've got Bonucci coming in next season. Possibly we could say that Collins will leave, but Chanot, 2.3 million to Besiktas. Let's see what we can negotiate here from the Turkish side. And we've agreed a $2.5 million deal for Chanot. I've just noticed on the Mihajlovic front, we did say it looks like he hasn't got 6 months left in his contract. He still does have 6 months left in his contract, which is fantastic. He's worth 10 million. I'm hoping that he turns 23, allowing us to go in for him before the end of his contract. I'm not sure if he just turned 22, but I'm hoping he has a birthday pretty soon, so we can try and agree a deal for him to come in on a free next season. But back to the MLS action now, and we face FC Montreal there in 9th place, and we face up against their top goal scorer, Victor Wanyama, 6 so far from the midfield. So here in Canada to face Club Football Montreal versus New York City FC, we have gone with our usual side, guys. No changes. The strongest possible team, and of course new signings, or feels like new signs anyway, new signs the contracts of players, and Collins is still in there despite his contract dispute where we haven't given him a new contract, and we've seen if we do get a move for him, someone makes a move for him, or whether we can put him in a swap deal. And interestingly enough, I think the attacking midfielder Mihalovic, which we've been talking about, actually plays for Montreal, doesn't he? So we could see him firsthand here, see if he's any good, because if he isn't, then of course we won't make a move for him in the transfer window. But if he really impresses me today, it'll make me even more want to sign the American on a free transfer if you can make that happen. So this is the Montreal side. You can see there, Rudy Camacho at the back, Kamal Miller, Victor Wanyama, their top goal scorer in there. And there it is, Mihalovic is in there in the midfield, the number 8. Toy up top as well, the number 13. So let's see how the number 8 performs to them. New York City versus Montreal. Magno back in the top, over the top here. Trying to be a bit too clever possibly there. And here's Mihalovic into Quito. Giving away Morales. Heber. Santiago Rodriguez. Heber with a volley. Good defending from Montreal and cleared away. Nearly getting a goal for himself. Morales over the top he goes. Magno. Oh, so unlucky. Miller. Man should just use his body right. Well, Magno wins it back though with Sands. Morales looking for Magno again over the top. On his chest, Teles Magno. Magno into Hebler, and oh, Heber nearly scores. He's not done too badly there. Morales, Santiago Rodriguez on this left-hand side. Well done, Gloucester. Cross in here. Heber's in there. Cleared away. Gloucester takes it down. Parks. Santiago Rodriguez with a hit, the Uruguayan. And the Angel Di Maria regen, as I keep calling him, has done it again. This time into the top corner from the edge of the box. Brilliant finish on his right foot. Gloucester into Parks. Sees the space as Rodriguez and he lifts it over the keeper. Easy for him. Easy for a player of his quality. Goal number 6 this season in 11 games. And we lead by 1-0 here against Montreal. Good play. Sands. Beautiful pass to Rodriguez. Cross comes into the box here. Strunner intercepts it. Couldn't quite get the loft on it he wanted. Good defensive line held there. Callens. Santiago Rodriguez tackled. Throw in. Montreal make another change. It is Toy off. Johnson's on. Parks. Sands. Magno. Heber! And Heber gets a goal. It's Teles Magno with another assist and Heber with another goal. The absolute goal king of New York he is. They'll give him the keys to the city after this season, surely. Because he could be the man that fires New York to the MLS title. Really could be. That's how good he's been this season. Again, first shot of the game. And it's in the back of the net. Teles Magno with another assist. Those two Brazilians have been incredible for us up top. Wanyama. Magno. Oh, this possesses Wanyama. Heber. Morales. Looks for Magno. Good burst of speed. Magno. Heber's in there and it just wasn't the right cross from Magno in the end. Towards Heber. Way too close to the goalkeeper. Not actually the pass I was looking for, but that's how it came off. Sands. And then Parks combine again. Heber. Over to Magno. What a touch by Magno. Cross into Morales with a header and the little man. 5'2". Captain. Heads it home for us. 3-0. So easy. 5'2". That didn't stop him getting a header on that one. Heber wide. Magno in. Morales back of the net. Another assist for Magno, by the way. He just can't stop assisting goals, can he? The City lead by 3-0. Sinner home. Been all over the place here. Gloucester gets across to Brout Gillard. He lifts one in and Gray's in there and it's a header from Mihalovic. Over the bar by the American. He hasn't been impressive today, actually. Burst of acceleration. Good play into Teles Magno. Here's Magno. Magno! Oh, good save by the goalkeeper. Could have gone to Castellanos there, but in the end didn't do. Lucky, Parks. Azevedo. Magno. Great. Swung in. Santiago Rodriguez with a header. It's past the post. Keeper just stopped as well. Castellanos plays Santiago. Rodriguez for a double, and he's put it over the bar. One part of his game he can improve on in his finishing, and that is full time. A 3-0 win over Montreal. Another incredible performance. Keaton Parks in the middle was class today once again. Well, Go Ahead Eagles have approached Tony Rocha to sign on a pre-contract, which is fine by me, and Maxim Shenot has agreed to move to Besiktas for $2.5 million. So 1.8 will go into our transfer budget, and we can look at maybe signing another centre-back now. Well, confirmation here of Rocha's departure. He will join Go Ahead Eagles on a free when his contract runs out at the end of the season. We do have a lot of goalkeepers that are out of contract. Baressa and the other one are. So we're looking to bring in a second choice keeper, possibly even a third choice keeper as well if we can't keep Baressa. And you can see that all these goalkeepers are out of contract at the end of the season. Now this man is 32 years of age, and we're hoping to bring him in on a deal around $2,000 per week as our new second choice goalkeeper. Jeff Antoniella, he is 67 rated, 32, and experienced backup to Sean Johnson. So $2,000 per week for Antoniella. That's a reasonable offer, says his agent. He will be our second choice, possibly even third choice, depending on the goalkeeper situation next season. And another American added to the squad. Well, Tajori Sharidi has been approached by Sheffield United, the free agent. Now, he is worth $2.9 million. I would like to get him involved in the deal if I could do. The chances are that won't be possible. It looks like he will just be moving on a free to Sheffield United. Up next is Columbus Crew. Now, we are top of the league. It is transfer window time, and we also have beaten Columbus Crew before already this season, absolutely battered them, so we will simulate this game against 6th place Columbus Crew away from home. Well, it's actually a defeat for us in the simulation game. Yazi Zardes scores, Sands gets sent off, Morales scores and then gets injured. What a poor game for us, and Matan scores to make it 2-1 for them. I'm not happy with that, and I'm not happy with the way it's gone. Injuries, suspensions, the simulation has really done us over there. Fortunately, Maxi Morales will only be out for 7 days with a head cut injury, and James Sands will just miss the next game with a 1-match ban. Well, Sharidi has departed the club, and Callens looks like he is going to agree to go to Turkey with Trabzonspor next season rather than be allowed to be using a swap deal by us. Well, up next is Montreal CF in... Up next is CF Montreal. Again, another game we'll simulate. We've already beat them once. See there, Heber's still top goal scorer. Zardes up there as well. Nashville getting up into the top 6. Columbus Crew in 5th. We are currently in 3rd position with a game in hand on Inter Miami. Well, a 0-0 draw with Montreal. Heber came on for Castellanos, or Castellanos came on for Heber, but we couldn't break the deadlock, and we share the points with the side from Canada. In confirmation here, Callens has agreed a deal to join Trabzonspor at the end of the season. Up next, we face a side that we could only get a 1-1 draw with last time, Orlando City, who are in fact now top of the table. They have played one more game than us and Inter Miami, but they are top. Us and Inter Miami both level on 27 points, and we're definitely looking to try and win this one and go top of the MLS Eastern Conference. So here we go, New York City versus Orlando City, 2nd versus 1st in the Eastern Conference. We come out in our sky blue, and they come out in their purple to face us today. Well, we have gone with our usual side, and this is the Orlando City side. They have gone again with the same side. Now, the people that impressed us last time are in there. Moutinho at left back, Ruan at right back, Van der Vaarten on the right hand side, and Daryl Dike starts up top here in support with Nani and Pereira. Good Orlando City side. You can see why they are top of the Eastern Conference and doing so well. So New York City versus Orlando City, and it is live. That's a poor start by Heber with a poor pass. Here's Urso. Van der Vaarten again. Skips past Gloucester. The cross comes in, and Daryl Dike at the near post, and can't keep out, and Dike again, and what a save from Johnson. He wants to stay number 1, does Johnson. Even if we make big moves in the transfer market, Johnson wants to be his number one, but he can't save that one. It's Daryl Dike on the third attempt. 3 headers a row in, 6 minutes. And he scored for Orlando City. Good cross in. Simple header for him. Collins nowhere near it. Johnson can't reach that one. And we find ourselves now 1-0 down. Dike's first goal in 8 games. Oh, tried to lay that one off into our midfielder, and now they come on the counter. Gloucester with a sliding tackle that misses. Van der Vaart. Tinnerholm's getting back. Tinnerholm can't stop it. Pulls to the edge of the box here with a strike, and it's into the top corner. What a hit that is. Johnson didn't even try and attempt to save that one. Just watched it going by Pereira. And we're 2-0 down here at home to Orlando City. We're going for a bit of a tough patch. A loss, a draw. Could be another loss here today. 2-0 down to Orlando City. Through to Santiago Rodriguez. Nasty challenge on Heber here. Parks. Lost it. Over to Heber. Intercepted again by Rowan. Handball this time. And a yellow card. One of their midfielders for that foul. Sands. Heber with a hit. Blocked away. Parks on the rebound. What a save. Santiago Rodriguez again. And into the side netting. And Orlando hang on here. With a 2-0 lead. Poor touch from him. In his standards. Pereira. Well, 3-0 and it's game over. Daryl Dike with a shot that's blocked. And it will be a corner. It's saying Heber for Castellanos. Well, Heber's not even had a chance here today. Going to watch Daryl Dike in there. Rodriguez away. Magno. Volley. Blocked by Collins. Head away again. Chance once more. Saved by Sean Johnson. We hang on. I think we'll take a 2-0 at half time now. Gloucester with a noddy away. Referee still plays on, does he know, half time. And 2-0 down we are. Not quick enough. Defensively. Cross into Daryl Dike. Pereira. Still can't get it away. We do get it away. Morales on the turn here. Heber. Oh, he's made a good run here, Heber. He's the Brazilian. He's not the quickest. But he's got a good shot at him, and it's a good save by the goalkeeper. Didn't quite have the pace to get away there, Heber. Maxi Morales to take the corner. Swung into Collins. Collins rises. Good header. Up and over the bar. Heber chases. Nolan Janssen. And cleared away. Nodded on. Tinnerholm's lost it here. Daryl Dike. Pereira. The goal scorer. Dike. Taken down by Gray. And it's going to be a red card for the fullback. It's going to be a red card for the fullback here. Frustration challenge. Dike comes off actually. Gray is not on. Andrade is going to come for Magno. I'm going to take Morales off. And bring on Castellanos. And also Azevedo is going to come on. For Heber. He can go at centre back. And Tinnerholm's going to go at right back now. Heber. Heber. Shot blocked. Why it's not letting me get my substitutions on, I don't know. Rowan. Tinnerholm clears it behind for a throw-in. Maybe substitutions do come on now. Oh, Heber's still on up top. I don't know what's going on here. But it won't let me make my substitutions. Van der Vaart. Ball in. Header. Oh, Johnson. You shouldn't be getting beat by that one. Why are my substitutions not coming on? Good goal. Shocking to concede, really, though. Johnson, I don't know what he's doing here, Sean. Oh, you're much better than that, Sean Johnson. 3-0 down to league leaders Orlando City. And it won't let me make my substitutions. Van der Vaart with a cross in. Johnson should pick that one up. Heber. Morales. Heber. Santiago Rodriguez. Sands. Oh, and he can't. It's actually Keaton Parks. I think it was Sands he might have made that pass. Keaton Parks couldn't. And they come again. Tinnerholm misses it. Callens is bursting to get back here. Van der Vaart into the top corner, 4-0. Well, EA Sports, I'm just going to skip this game because it just won't let me get my subs on. Jump to results, a 5-0 defeat. Pereira scored in the 81st minute as well. It wouldn't let me get my subs on for whatever reason after that red card, and we got smashed in the end. Well, I have found 3 players I'm really interested in here from fellow sides. DC United's Keaton Parks stands out to me. So does Minnesota United's Hassani Dotson, another American. And then finally, centre-back that really stands out to me is this man. Where's he gone? Austin Trusty. 69 rated. I think he's 22 years of age. He is the perfect replacement for our man from before. What's his name now? Callens. Pacey. Good strength. Reasonably good on the ball as well. I'm going to try and approach to buy him straight away. 5.3 million. No, let's start negotiations with him. See what we can agree here. Well, they want 4 million for Austin Trusty. See if there's any players they would be interested in at all. Maybe someone like Odmundson. This man's 68 rated left back. Try and get him for around 2.5 million, possibly. Plus our left back for Austin Trusty. They just want 4 million. They don't want any of our players. Let's try 3.65 for Austin Trusty. Deal's agreed there. He's going to be a brilliant centre-back for Callens. I think he's going to be absolutely brilliant, this centre-back. And we're going to go and keep moving for those other players as well. Keaton Parks and Dotson. Well, they want 650,000 for Dotson, plus Alfredo Morales, who I think is really, really poor in this game. Didn't like him at all. Let's try and reduce that to 300,000. 300,000 for Dotson will be a really good signing. Good young player. Very good young player. They want 650,000. They're adamant. About 450,000. 600,000. That's agreed. Dotson. Transfer agreed for him with Morales. Well, they want 1.2 million for Paredes. They'd offer Zalalem. They don't even want Zalalem. They're happy to take 1.2 for Keaton Parks. 18 years of age. I think he's got probably a decent potential, this young man. What about 1 million? Just over. Accepted. And now let's try and negotiate the contracts of these players as well. Well, Paredes has agreed a $1.2 thousand per week contract. 5-year deal for the 18-year-old, who I think is a big future here at this club. And we're trying to agree Dotson here on a 5-year deal. 3,000 per week agreed. A new midfielder joins the club as well. We're improving that American quota the best we possibly can. And finally, the biggest signing of them all, in my eyes, Austin Trusty from Colorado Rapids. A 5-year deal. Left-footed, 6'3" centre-back. The perfect Callens replacement, but with pace and everything you want in a centre-back. 4,000 per week. Again, sticking in our little, wage cap transfer budget that you have in the MLS. So we're sticking within our wage cap. Welcome, Austin Trusty. And up next is Columbus Crew. We've already beat them once. They've beat us. We've played them 3 times. This will be the 3rd time we've played them in the league. They're in 4th. We are in 2nd. We want to get a bit closer to Orlando City. We have got a game in hand on Orlando City despite losing 5-0 last time, which was disappointing. We need to improve, don't we? We need to improve. We can't be going through that again against sides around the top of the table with us. Well, guys, EA Sports are back on it again. In the previous game, they wouldn't let us make any substitutions, and now they won't let us swap out a suspended player. So this game, we'd have to play with 10 men. For that reason, I am going to simulate the game because I don't wish to play it on 10 men, despite me not having a red card. More mistakes in the EA Sports game. It just gets more and more frustrating at times. Well, luckily for us, we come away with a 1-0 win. It's Castellanos in the 81st minute that gives us a 1-0 win. Luckily, Gray will be back from suspension, and hopefully not more of the same where we can't swap out a suspended player. I have no idea what that glitch was. Plenty of them in the last episode, or in this episode anyway. But luckily, we are within 3 points now of Orlando City, I think, after that win. And the win over Columbus Crew are in 4th, in and around us. It's a big win, that. For the last game of today's episode, we will face Chicago Fire away from home in 12th position. See there, we're on 30 points. Orlando City on 38, but they have played 2 more games than us. Heber's still top goal scorer, but look at that. Van der Vaart and Nani fire at Orlando City right to the top of the table. We need to try and catch them if we can. Inter Miami, surprisingly enough, have dropped really far down the table for their standards. This is the side we're going to go with today. The same side we always go with, our strongest side, but with one change. Trusty, Austin Trusty comes in for Callens, who's on the bench. New signing, of course. Paredes, new signings on the bench as well, and so is Dotson. Possibly those two could get on today, just to see how they do perform. So Chicago Fire versus New York City FC. Here in Chicago to face a side not doing amazingly well, but they're looking to try to get into that top 7. Of course, we are looking to keep them out of that top 7 today and get close to the top of the table ourselves. I suppose it's not too worrying about finishing top, but we do want to finish top of the table, don't we? And win the Eastern Conference at least before going into the playoffs. So this is the Chicago Fire side. Shuttleworth in goal. Not one name in that team that I can actually pick out and say, you know what, I know them. But more interesting, they've gone with a 3, a 5 and a 2 up top. Offar and Berich up top. Obviously, those two players to look out for will be playing little 1-2s each other, combining together the two strikers. So New York City versus Chicago Fire. We've been in poor form, really, in today's episode. Let's get back to winning ways, shall we? I know we won that simulation against Columbus Crew, but we did lose 5-0 to Orlando City, which is a big defeat. It's a great. Hebler blocked. Morales on the rebound. Great hit from Maxi Morales, and we take the lead early on. What a hit. What a hit from Maxi. Smashes that one in. Gives us a 1-0 lead. Hebler had the volley. It was blocked. Acrobatics. And then Maxi Morales, I mean, he hits that. Catches it so well. There's no keeping that one out. 6 goals in 15 games this season from Maxi Morales. And 1-0 we lead Chicago Fire. And I think this might be a demolition of Chicago Fire. They don't seem like a decent side by any means. Rayu's just come back from a suspension. I'm struggling to mark them here. Oh, well, what a poor bit of defending. What a poor bit of defending. And they equalise as quickly as that one. Callens not on there today. It is the new man, Trusty. He couldn't get across, could he? Not get across quick enough, but Gray and Sands and I don't know who else. They defended really poorly at first. Tinner home as well. Good switch of play. Little back heel into Heber. Oh, it's been saved. Well, that's unlike him. Magno into Heber. Usually that results in a goal, but it didn't this time. And Chicago Fire counter again. The ball over the top here that Gray will chase. And he's round Gray. And sliding from Tinnerholm and a block from Austin Trusty, who makes a key block for his team. Who drops off a little bit in recent games, I feel, anyway. Magno. Through to Gray. Gray, far post. Rodriguez on the volley, good save by the goalkeeper. Maybe a bit too slow of a cross by Gray. Trusty's in here with a header. It's up and over the bar by Austin Trusty. Gray. Oh, it's Maxi Morales again! And Morales into the top corner. What a hit by Maxi Morales. Hammers one in the top corner there. So close. Hard to do. Hard finish to, execute. But Morales, he's just done it. From really close, with the power. Top corner, look at that, even the cameras fell under the absolute power of that Maxi Morales goal. And 2-1 we lead now, a double from Morales. No Heber goal either. Not scored for a while. To Gloucester. Swings him to Magno. Heber! Oh, good save again by the goalkeeper. Heber can't believe it. He went from putting everything in the back of the net to now not even be able to finish. We do go in 2-1 up at hard time. Into Gray. And here comes Gray. Into Heber! And he does get his goal. There's the Brazilian. Long time coming, it'll feel for him. Finally broke his duck of about 4 games. Brilliant goal from Heber. Into the back of the net. Smashed it home. Shuttleworth disappointed. Not much you could do about that. Gray whips it in here. Heber on the chest. And on the volley. There's not much Shuttleworth can do there, to be honest to him. I am going to take Heber off now after he's got that goal. Castellanos going to come on. And so there's going to be 2 substitutions. We're going to bring Paredes on that left-hand side. And Dotson on for Parks. So 2 new signings get on the field as well at 3-1 lead. See if Paredes' future lies in the left wing or left back or central midfield or attacking midfield. He seems like a very versatile player, the young man, to me. Still trying to win it back ourselves. Medran. There's a runner here. Still could work into the box here. Tino underneath it. Castellanos picks it up. Rodriguez. Magno's onside. Perfectly weighted pass. Tell us Magno. Oh, how's he got that wrong? Paredes. Rodriguez. Rodriguez saved by Shuttleworth. Howard Magno got that one wrong. Ray with a challenge. They've put it behind out of play. Magno. Castellanos here. Which Rodriguez off the post. Paredes looking for the rebound. Cleared away. Sojanovic. Big tackle by Dotson. And again by Dotson. Picked up by Castellanos. Great football. Rodriguez. Paredes. What a pass to Gray. Into Magno. Oh, somehow it doesn't go through the keeper's legs. Dotson. Not a bad passer of a ball, is he, Dotson? And that is full time, a 3-1 win. And the new players come in, relatively young players, and perform really well, don't they? I have to say the best one was probably Austin Trusty, but Paredes not too far behind, and Dotson as well. Impressive when stepping up into that midfield. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And we'll see you next time on our New York City FIFA 22 career mode.